when you look back on your season last year, was there something that unlocked for you in the second half? And if so, how do you find that key earlier this season?
I don't know about I'd say personally, I think it was just more the offense was growing, and I think that kind of helps the situation, statistically speaking. So yeah, I mean, we had a good little stretch there in the middle of the season. Maybe it didn't really end the season how we wanted to, but we're working hard to kind of amend that so we can get a fast start going this year.
What's the biggest difference you've seen in the offense already in the OTAs?
Well, I think just one's familiarity with the offense. You come in knowing what to do right away, and when Luke's installing stuff, you already know the plays, all that stuff, and a lot easier to process, a lot easier to get going on the details. So instead of certain what route you're running, you know what route, and you know how to adjust off man versus 2 versus 4. So those type of things.
Cole, when you were drafted, your rookie year, you talked about you were kind of looking ahead a little bit to the future, that maybe you and Justin would stay after throwing with Justin, even though Andy Dalton was the quarterback. When you look around now, are you seeing what you envisioned? When you look at the different receivers they have, the O-line, Justin, does it look like that vision is kind of coming together?
Yeah, I'd say so. We got to go out and do it, But you look at the pieces that Ryan's brought in, and the guys that we have that are coming back, and I think it looks like a really, really good group. And we're excited about where it's going, and we're optimistic, and we're working hard to get this thing going in the right direction, and in order to go win a Super Bowl.
From your perspective, how much has DJ Moore made a difference?
Yeah, I don't want to get too far. It's OTAs right now, so you can tell. You see his tape in Carolina, and you see what he does just on the field and routes versus air, and just how he moves. That he's going to be a big impact player for us, and for the tight end room, it's big. You got a guy that can threaten vertically and can do those things and open up zone and holes for us. So it's really exciting, and along with the other receivers that we got with Darnell, Chase, Dante, I think it's going to be. I think it'll be a good group there, and we're looking forward to see how it goes.
Justin Fields' progress obviously going to be a big theme of any offseason, this one in particular. Again, like you said, not to overstate it, it's OTAs. Mm-hmm. Is there something you see that is different than previous years or last year that you think really portends to progress?
Yeah, well, I think we're going to be better around him, so that's going to help him a lot. So I think that's one thing. His leadership he keeps growing. I think he just gets more confident in himself every day, and how he comes in the locker room every day. So that's been cool to see. But we'll see where it goes, and we're excited about it. But we're going to be great around him. That's our goal this year, and we're going to help him a lot, so he doesn't have to do all the running that he had to do last year, and so that it should work out for both sides.
Maddie was talking about how when the gambling happened with the Lions and the Commanders, then you guys had a talk.
You said the gambling thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The NFL's rules were about that. And of course, something else popped up this week.
Yeah.
How aware do you guys need to be now of the dangers of that and the rules there? And what's that like, given that this new technology, kind of new laws?
Yeah.
It's a little different than steroid rules or some of the other rules.
Yeah. Well, you got to be aware of the rules, and obviously the payoff doesn't really make much sense if you're an NFL football player betting on a game. The money you could get playing a game versus betting on a game doesn't really equate well. But, but there are some rules that we actually a lot of guys were not aware of. We had one of our PA guys come in and say, if we go on a trip to Vegas and some of the guys say, hey, we want to go to the casino in Vegas, that we can you can get docked for that. Whereas the Vegas players who are already in Vegas can go to the casino, no penalty. So there's nuances to the rule that I didn't know that, not that I would go to the casino night before, but there's nuances to the rule that you're not aware of, and I was not aware of that. So it was good to kind of get educated on it.
How long did you know Robert Tunyon before he got here? And what's your impressions of what you guys can do together?
Yeah, well, I knew Bobby well. We first met each other over at the tight end U deal down in Nashville, and then obviously playing them twice a year for the past 3 years, get to know him well. So great dude. I think he's going to be a great fit. I mean, I think me and him are doing a lot of good things together when we were able to go 12. So I'm really excited about that.
So he's Bobby on the field.
I've called him 3 different names, and he hasn't stuck to so Bobby, Rob, and Robert. So we'll see what plays out. He responds to all 3, which is cool. So yeah.
Well, in contract year, did you talk with your agent about looking at a potential extension, or did you talk with the team at all, or is that something you just kind of put off to the side?
Yeah, I mean, for me, my agent handles that. I pay them a good amount of money. That's on them to take care of it. So yeah, they're handling all that type of stuff.
Did you think about it at all?
No, I got a year to prepare for, so that's my mindset. I mean, obviously, you hope that happens, and you want to, maybe get it done. But like I said, at this point, I just kind of let my agents handle that deal.
Cole, you obviously line up next to Darnell Wright as part of your job. What have you seen from him early on? I know he's not in pass yet.
Yeah.
His ability to work with you guys in terms of combos or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, he's getting better and better every day with the communication and knowing, where his points are, all that type of stuff. Physically, not a lot you can tell right now, but you can tell he's athletic the way he moves. He fell down the other day and did like this somersault, and it was the most graceful somersault I've ever seen a 330-pound player do. It was pretty impressive. I was like, dang, that's pretty good. But you can tell he's a really good athlete, really good kid, and really eager to learn every day.
Cole, has there been anything specific on your kind of off-season to-do list with your game personally to improve it this year?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just always keeping developing in the run game and pass game. There's a lot of work for me to do in both ends. Whether it be footwork, knowing, really getting into the playbook and knowing, where my points are so I can play faster. Routes, looking at what I was doing last year and what I can do off of it. So, yeah, things like that, little nuances that you can always get better at.
What did it mean to you to graduate and have Kevin like that?
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, for me personally, going to Notre Dame, that was one of the reasons why I went there, to get a degree from there. And then, seeing Kevin there was awesome. And I think, great leadership by the organization. I was talking to my dad, the 2 coolest things I've seen since I've been here. One was Kevin coming to the graduation, which was really cool. And then George shagging fly balls at Wrigley Field. 2 acts, you got the owner, chairman of the Bears shagging fly balls. No one wants to shag the fly balls. They all want to go hit the home run. You know what I mean? And he's out there, that's a cool act, and definitely noted by the players for sure.
Why is it meaningful to you that Kevin showed up?
Yeah, I just think it shows that he cares about you as the person. At the end of the day, this is a business, and we're all assets of the organization. But, to see them kind of extend themselves in that way and, make the 2-hour drive to South Bend, and, he went to Justin's deal in Columbus. It's just a cool act, and it shows that there's an investment in the person.
So you know we've been talking about it.
Yeah.
Did we overdo it?
Honestly, I just been hearing about it. I don't know what was said too much, but I mean, I'm here. I'm ready to answer whatever questions you got.
People were worried that you might be holding on for a contract thing. Is that any of that in your brain, in your mind right now?
Not even close. Nah. That's not. No, and I feel like if anybody knows me, that's not my character. And I think at the end of the day, for me, I wouldn't even say holding out. I mean, just having prior priorities. And at the end of the day, everybody knows I have a 3-year-old daughter back at home in California. And I mean, I'm a dad before I'm anything else. Before I'm a football player, before I'm anything. I'm a dad first. So, I mean, I don't get to spend too much time with her during season because she's back at home in California. So, me in the off season, I'll take pride in being a dad. I'm not just any old type of dad that just comes and sees their kid whenever. No, I'm present. I'm spending time. I'm putting my heart into my daughter. So when it comes to the off season, I take that serious, and I think that I communicated with that to the coaches, and they understood and hopefully respected it. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna be there for my daughter, and I mean, because they can find another corner, my daughter can't find another dad. So I mean, I take pride in that.
When you had that initial discussion with the coaches, did you feel any sort of pushback or discontent from them that you weren't going to be here for a little while?
No, I wouldn't say I felt any pushback. I think there's always some times where you try to figure out a way to try to get things done, get both of them done. But I mean, at the end of the day, there's some things that I think are a priority.
How did you stay engaged with
The team?
From afar, yeah.
Definitely got on the Zoom meetings. Waking up in the morning, getting on the Zoom meetings and being along, still hearing and learning, going through the installs, talking to Coach Hoke weekly, multiple times throughout the week, calling and checking in with guys in the group. I talk to Kendall almost once or twice a week. The communication never stopped. I know at the end of the day, I'm a pro. I've been in this a little long enough. So, I know how to go about it. I know how to work out, stay in shape, continue to do what I need to do along with handling my business at home. Really just going through the installs. Just being active. I've been, like I said, I've been in it long enough. I know how to be a pro and continue to show up in ways that I can.
Jaylon, why did you come back this week?
Oh, because, it's the last week OTAs, and then my golf tournaments, a lot of my obligations kind of were on pause because, I'm also doing a lot of things in the community back home as well on top of my daughter. So, that added even more to my plate that I had. And then, of course, I feel like you have seen I had a golf tournament this weekend. I've had a camp that my nonprofit has sponsored, a kids' football camp. So, I've had a lot of things going on, and now that that's all calmed down, it was appropriate for me to come back out here. And then my daughter's mom, she graduated college as well, so she has a freer schedule and things like that. So, it's a lot of things that went into the timing of this, and it's been planned out. I've communicated well with the coaches and the staff, so, everybody knew when I was coming back and what was going on.
So, with all that said, you are eligible for an extension, and I'm sure you feel that you've earned it.
Yes,
What is
sir.
your approach going to be this season as far as the timing, the progress of getting that done? And what you have to do to get it done, what you might,
For me, I don't have to do too much. I just go out and continue to be who I am, continue to be the player I am, keep getting better, keep finding ways to improve my game, and then really just find ways to win. I think for me, I'm not too worried about it. Of course, the contracts and stuff, there are going to be talks, there's going to be some things that get brought up, but at the end of the day, that's above me to an extent, just trying to stay focused and keep the main thing, and when that comes up, handle that situation when it comes.
What did Jaquan's situation have what effect did that have on you with regard to that, with, getting paid? Did that have any effect? Did that?
Nah, his situation.
What you might have to do to get things done.
His situation is different than my situation. It's Roquan Smith at the end of the day, but I'm not him, he's not me. My timing is different than his timing, so I'm not too caught up in that.
How do you feel about the initial stage of that conversation with the Bears about a contract extension?
Say it again?
How do you feel about how things have started out as far as the initial stage of you looking for a contract extension going into the season and them being willing to agree on a number with you?
I don't feel any type of way. I'm not going to feel any way until a deal gets done or until a deal is said that it's not being done. So.
Are you hopeful for an extension this offseason?
100%. I look forward to staying and extending with the Bears.
Have talks picked up in the way that you thought they would?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Have talks picked up in the way that you thought they would this offseason?
I couldn't say yes or no. I think I know the timing. I think the Bears know the timing of when we really want to get into the nitty-gritty of the contract talks and things like that. So, just being patient and continue to do what I can to get better, and when that time comes, it comes.
For most guys, our situation is before training camp. They want it before they get out there into the potential risks that come with training camp. Is that how you feel about it?
Nah. Honestly, I haven't even really thought about it. Y'all asking me some questions I ain't even thought about. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the timing of it. God's will happen. I think if it's before, during, whenever it is, I'm not stressed about it. I'm not putting too much pressure on it at the end of the day. It's really above me at this point.
Do you have an agent right now, or are you representing yourself in this?
I'm transitioning. I don't clearly have an agent, but I will be getting an agent soon, or signing with the agent soon.
All right, two more.
One of the easiest things,
Go ahead.
Talk to me.
one of the easiest things when assessing corners is to just look at, interceptions, right?
Yeah.
How do you go about assessing your game, especially when you talk about like rankings or standings with other corners, other than, interceptions?
How do I assess it?
Yeah, like how do you assess to say like I'm this tier corner, I'm that tier corner? When a lot of people on the outside just look at interceptions,
Right.
And I think it's more to that. How do you go about assessing?
To me, I think there's different tiers within the tiers. I think you have to put the category of guys together that, to me, have the hardest jobs, and I think that's following the number one wide receivers. I think you take that tier and then you create a tier of those guys. But I feel like that makes corners different. I think when you follow and you have the trust and to go to those hard downs, to continue to go to those matchups, I think you got to take those guys and then see what they do from there. And I don't think it's too many guys that consistently have number one jobs that are just going out here and getting too many interceptions. I think those tend to be the guys that kind of just stay and just play the system, play the defense, and figure out ways to take their chance to make their plays on the ball. But I think if your assignment is to take a guy out the game, I think those interceptions are very limited.
I wanted to ask you a gambling question.
Talk to me.
How aware do you need to be about every nuance of the gambling rules? You know, you look around the league.
Oh, you're talking about literally gambling?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my position. Got it. Okay.
I mean, guys are getting popped around
Mm-hmm.
the league. It seems like. How aware are you of what you can and can't do, and you know, is that something the team in general needs to make sure they watch themselves about?
How aware am I? I'm not aware because I don't really care to do it. Unless I'm shooting dice or something, I don't do too much gambling. So, personally for me, we definitely go over it. There's the education of we get that education, and I think we know, and I think there are some things that have came up throughout the recent situations that may not have been clear. But honestly, for me, I don't really pay too much attention to it. I don't really look to find what's going on or why is it happening. That don't got nothing to do with me.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Questions for Jaquan?
How good was it seeing Eddie back out there?
It was good seeing him out there, cutting, and just seeing 4 out there, always a good feeling. He hasn't played since the Jets game, so it's good to have him out there.
What did his leadership mean to you last year?
A lot, because I came in as a rookie and he made plays, before I made plays in the NFL. So, just seeing him, take that leadership instead of, another player coming in. I ain't really gonna tell him too much or anything like that. He just came in, took the leadership role, taught me a lot of things, showed me a lot of things, about different, quarterbacks, different, formations and things like that. So, it was huge last year.
When he got hurt, that's a serious injury.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like for you to kind of watch him go from that low point and bring himself back?
Yeah, when a player gets hurt, you always just want to always check up on him and make sure that he's okay and things like that. That's mental, because he wants to be out there all the time, and obviously he makes plays and he's a leader, and he does so much that when a player like that goes down, that it's so huge that you always want to make sure you have his back and make sure you always checking up on him, and you just want to corral around him type deal.
So what have you made of his work back to get to this point, be back on the field at OTAs?
Really just seeing him lock in. Just really put his head down and lock in and really try to focus on getting back with us. But really taking his time, but really just trying to get back and things like that. So I feel like he did a good job coming in here, getting healthy, getting back on the field, and he looks good.
Where's your comfort level? Where's your sort of relaxation level as you go into year 2 compared to where you were as a rookie a year ago?
I feel like last year, in the beginning, I felt like I was ahead of the game until I messed up my thumb, and then I had to come back. I had to get all that back, and then I started kicking it up again. And then when I got my concussion, I kind of was a little setback right there. But I felt like last year I feel like I could have been more involved in the defense and things like that. This year I feel a lot more comfortable with the defense, with the coaches, with the players. I feel like myself, I feel like it's going to be a way different year than it was last year.
When you reflect on that period with the concussion, what was the most challenging part of kind of just making your way through that and then getting comfortable again?
Because I had lost myself for a little bit, because when you have a concussion, you really got set in the dark, the whole day and things like that. So really wasn't being around my teammates, wasn't the same energy guy, things like that. Had to get back my mental and had to get back to myself. So that was huge, and I had lost my routine and all types of things. So just getting past that and moving on from that, I feel like I'm good now.
How do you think things are going to be, as you said, way better this year than last year? Why?
I feel like last year, I came in, I feel like I was just moving too fast. Like I was moving, like I caught up to the game, But when I messed up my thumb and things like that, I feel like when I came back, I was trying to like move too fast instead of being under control. Being myself, making plays, and not giving up certain things, or not being consistent. I'm consistent, a leader and things like that. And you see it during the OTAs this year. I'm a lot of different energy. I'm flying around, playing both safeties and things like that. So definitely gonna get a different 9 this year.
So slow, you said it was going too fast for a while. So
Yeah, I was moving too fast. Yeah, I was just feel like I was like my footwork wasn't well. My eyes a little dirty and things like that. So cleaned all that up. So I'm good now.
Jaquan, what's been your early assessment of having Tremaine Edmonds playing in front of you, and what do you think he brings to the defense?
A lot of he's very vocal, and he's big. He look like he's 6'8" out there. Especially with a helmet on. But he's huge. And he has a lot of knowledge. He's very smart. He makes a lot of plays, and he's flying around out there. So it's a different a tone in there with 4'9" in there. So it's gonna be different for sure.
He covers so much space. How does that help you guys on the back end?
That won't with that much speed and things like that, we could kind of just let him do everything underneath, and we got everything over top. So it just makes us play deeper, and sit back there and just let him roam around, and him and TJ and Kyler and players like that. So it makes it easier for us just to get our eyes back on the quarterback or whoever, and just go get the ball.
Jaquan, what have been your impressions of Justin Fields and DJ Moore so far? Practicing against them every day, what has that been like?
Yeah, it look like they got that chemistry going very fast, earlier than I expected. They look good though. They look like they best friends. Justin definitely throwing him the ball. Tu's getting the ball for sure, no doubt. So Justin looks good though. He's going through his progressions. He's looking very smooth, making good decisions out there, looking like the best quarterback in the NFL. I thought that last year, but this year it's different for sure. One looked different, and him and two, you gonna see. You gonna see.
Jaquan, going back to your season last year, what were you most happy about?
Going to the season last year, what was I happy about?
I mean, your season as a whole, when you look back, what were
Mm-hmm.
you happy about?
I don't want to say really too much. To be honest, I really wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. We went 3-14. I feel like I didn't have the year I should have had. Got to finish out the year strong. I got to finish out the year healthy. I don't want to miss any games, especially even in the preseason. I don't really want to miss too much time. I want to be out there with my teammates and things like that. So I feel like I definitely wasn't happy with anything at all. So yeah, that's my truthful answer. There was nothing I was happy about last year.
You said you wanted to be more involved on defense.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean to you, being more involved?
Yeah, just playing both sides, playing free safety, strong safety, just being moved around, being involved, playing low, playing high, getting more blitzes, getting my name called more, things like that. That I been doing all my life. None should change. They should use me like a lot, like a bar soap, like literally, like Dove, like use me. You know what I mean? Like literally. So just use me like like I always been. Just move me around, let me help my teammates, let us help us win. That's all. That's why I'm here, to win games, to go to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl.
You fishing for endorsement?
Huh?
You fishing for a soap endorsement?
No. I heard that before. I feel like, I don't know.
Jaquan, the DJ Moore, Justin Fields, that connection, is that a big difference you see from last year, that Fields has a connection with a guy like that, or is it different?
I'll say it is a big difference because he has his receiver out there that he wants and that he knows that he could trust and throw it to. So now I wouldn't say anything bad from last year, but just compared to this year, like he just looks different. It's a different energy, and that feeling when you're out there, looking and you see 1 and 2 going out there and he's throwing that ball to 2 and he's getting it, he's catching it. It's timing routes and it's on time. So it's a different chemistry right now, and it's just OTA. They just started, so sky's the limit for them for sure. And for Justin and for DJ and for that offense, it's sky's the limit. You're gonna see.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yep.